Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm Malicious Female Fan Steve Malicious here with the Palm Phone from 2018. Now, when this thing first came out, Verizon exclusive, $350, plus then you had to pay the additional $10 or so a month for the line for it. That, to me, was a non-starter. But now, in 2021, GSM unlocked, any carrier you like, and $75 on Amazon renewed. Baby, you got a stew going. We'll talk about it today on this edition of Steve Malicious Tech. And we're back. As always, thank you so much to all the new subscribers on our march to 4,000. We're almost to 3,200. If you're loving all the tech videos, go ahead and give that subscribe button a tussle. It certainly means a lot to me. So let's talk about the Palm Phone. Like I said, $350, Verizon exclusive. For what it actually did at the time, not for me. But, now that it is unlocked, and you could get it, like I said, link will be in the description of the Amazon Renew. Take advantage of that. $75, 90-day warranty. Mine came in absolutely new condition. When you think about it, that actually makes sense because these were companion devices and lightly used at that. So they're going to be mostly in fantastic condition. But now that you can get them unlocked, there's no issue with any carrier. We're going to talk about the unlock thing towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But I want to talk about this in two different facets. The first being its merits as a standalone smartphone. And surprisingly, it has more than a few. Calls and texts, no problem whatsoever. Calls were nice. Texts were beyond nice. I don't know what they did to the algorithm, to the predictive text, to whatever they had to do, but I was able to, and I don't have baby thumbs either. I was able to text 2 thumbs on this device, no problem whatsoever. And whenever I did fumble a little bit, autocorrect was able to pick me up swiftly with no issue. So much so that I actually had to look down a couple times and wonder what kind of sorcery this was that I was able to text with 2 thumbs on a 3.3-inch display. But it worked great. The OS, Android 8.1, it's been skinned to work kind of like a smartwatch OS, which we'll get to in a moment. But I think that's great on this screen. The icons work. You could download all the apps that you could possibly think of. Web browsing works great. Nice and snappy. Games, as you can see here, a little Pokemon Go. It's almost comical, but it works. Once it loads up, it's surprisingly smooth. Video, YouTube, things you want to watch. You want to watch a quick video, you can do it in landscape mode. It's quite nice. The speaker's not awful. The camera's not the worst thing on the planet for a device this small. So now, are you going to go out and replace your regular smartphone with this? No, of course not. Because the major limitation is that 800 milliamp hour battery, which is just too small. They have some battery saving features on here. In the pull down toggle, you can turn off background sync for apps. There's a life mode, which is basically a limited disturbance mode, so that saves on battery life as well. You can turn down brightness. There's a bunch of different things that you can do. But at the end of the day, 800 milliamp hours, you're going to watch it melt away as you do almost anything. Just staring at the start screen, the home screen, you're going to watch your battery melt away. Now, there's both sides to that. Quickly charges up under an hour. It's going to get you a full charge. So if this is a secondary device, is something you have as a second line that you just keep? If you're in the house a lot, you don't need, if you're someone who carried around one of those Nokia, very small Nokia dumb phones, this might be a solution for you, a nice cheap smartphone so you could get some Android functionality. But then again, you're not carrying around a huge device if you're going to the gym, something like that. If you're a camper, this is great for emergencies. You could charge it up easily on one of those solar-powered chargers. You can have no problem with that. But when this really shines is when you compare it to smartwatches. So the second thing you could do, by the way, if you have trouble meeting people, if you're shy, go ahead and pick up one of these. Because every single person is going to ask you about it. They're going to ask you to hold it. And it's a heck of a lot cheaper in the long run than buying a puppy and going to one of those dog parks. Okay? So if that's a concern for you, go ahead and get yourself a Palm Phone. But when you compare it to a smartwatch, and it's a companion device, which is what's really originally designed for, this is when this really shines. And when you think about it, that 3.3-inch display, and even the OS, when you look at how it's designed, it basically looks like a watch OS. And you're getting double the screen you would on your normal smartwatch. And it takes good advantage of that. Think about it this way. If you're someone let's say you're going to a party. You don't want to carry a lot. You're not going to carry a bag around with you or something like that. You don't want a big, bulky smartphone in your outfit or your pants or whatever. God, fellas, this will fit in the jeans pocket pocket. No problem. If you got a smaller bag for ladies, if you're going out, you can throw this in there and not have an issue. Not carry around a big, bulky smartphone. So that definitely has some merits there. But when you're comparing this to an LTE smartwatch, let's say you go to the gym. Can you have a private conversation on your smartwatch? You got the speaker on, you're talking into it, talking back to it. Can you text friends back? Are you really doing anything useful on Instagram or Twitter on your smartwatch? To me, the answer to that is no. You're really not getting that kind of functionality on those devices. But on this you do. You carry this around, and all of a sudden that companion LTE device becomes a lot more useful. You can have that private conversation. You could text people back. You could use WhatsApp on this and get full messages back to family and friends. You could actually do some scrolling on Twitter while you're sitting there waiting for a gym machine. You can actually, on Instagram, whatever you're doing, Facebook, you can write a message, send a picture, something quick. You can get that done on here. Now, they say, don't be scared in the Amazon listing when it says Verizon unlocked. You don't need Verizon. And I know the website, even the Palm website, scares you a little bit, saying, well, it doesn't work on AT&T. Nonsense. I have AT&T, works fine. And the lock that they put on it is like Nintendo back in the day with the Nintendo 64. It's a physical lock in the SIM tray. So when you get this device, new or renewed, you're going to get the SIM tray detached from it. And that's because of the lock. And I'll show you the video right here. It's not that difficult to beat it. Basically, you're just going to bend the end of a regular SIM tool, hook it in there, and pull. And it comes right out. And you can put any GSM SIM in there, and it's going to work just fine, which I think is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Because that, if you're looking at AT&T numbers, if you're looking at T-Mobile digits, which they do say on the website it works with, pairing your original number to a second SIM, which is essentially what you do with those LTE watches anyway. You're just having another eSIM in essence, the numbers splitting between the two devices. So when one rings, the other one rings, but it's the same phone number. You're really going to get a lot of utility out of that, no problem. And of course, Verizon has it where it could be used as a companion device as well. And of course, if you don't want to mess with all that, and you just have a regular secondary line, and you switch over to Google Voice, you're going to be able to have it, that same number, go on multiple different devices. And you could just have this one. So when you're going out, you're going for that run, you're going for something quick, you don't want to mess with a big bulky device, you don't want to risk bringing your $1,000, $1,200 smartphone out, put this guy in your pocket, and you're good to go. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.